Hey everyone! Today we are jumping right in and breaking down exactly how you can build really powerful generative AI applications from scratch using all the tools Google Cloud gives you. Let's do this. So, this is the big question, right? You've got this amazing idea. Maybe you've even hacked together a little prototype. But how do you get from that concept to a real scalable production-ready application that people can actually use? It can feel like a huge leap, and that is exactly the path we're going to map out today. And the answer to that question really starts right here with Vertex AI. Honestly, the best way to think about it is like your own personal, fully stocked AI workshop. It's got all the tools, all the powerful machinery, all the raw materials you could possibly need, and it's all laid out for you in one unified place. So here's our game plan. First, we're going to take a tour of the workshop itself. Then we'll talk about how to pick your blueprint, your foundation model. After that, we'll look at the assembly line for doing custom training, then how to flip the open for business sign by deploying your model, and finally, we'll check out the developer toolkit you get to work with. Okay, first stop on the tour. Let's dive in and see what actually makes Vertex AI this go-to workshop for building serious, enterprise-level generative AI. It really boils down to having everything you need under one roof. I mean, you get access to this massive library of over 200 models. We're talking Google's own Gemini, open source powerhouses like Llama, Claude, you name it. And it's not just about access. You can train, tune, and test them right there. You've got all the MLOps tools to manage the whole lifecycle, and you can even build AI agents without writing a line of code. Plus, it all plugs right into your data in places like BigQuery. It's completely integrated. All right, you know every great project starts with a solid blueprint. In our world, that blueprint is your foundation model. So let's look at how you choose the right starting point inside this Vertex AI workshop. Okay, so this is super important because you basically have three main doors you can walk through. Door number one is the Generative AI API. This is your fast lane. You get direct access to the latest and greatest from Google, like Gemini. Door number two is the Model Garden. Think of this as a huge showroom where you can browse all sorts of third-party and open-source models for ultimate flexibility. And door number three? That's custom training. This is for when you need to build something totally unique from the ground up with maximum control. And just to show you how easy that first option is, check this out. If you want to use a beast of a model like Gemini Pro Vision, which can see and understand images, you are literally 2 lines of Python code away from making that happen. That's it. That's the beauty of a managed API. Okay, now let's head on to the factory floor. This is the assembly line. This is where you take one of those blueprints, one of those foundation models, and you really make it your own through custom training. You know, it might sound complicated, but the whole process breaks down into 5 really clear, logical steps. First, you get your data ready. Then you package up your training code. Step 3, you tell Vertex AI what kind of muscle you need, which VMs, GPUs, or TPUs. Then you kick off the job, and once the magic happens and the training is done, you just register your shiny new model in the model registry so the whole platform can see it. Now, right before you hit that big go button, there's a key decision you have to make back in step 2. It's all about how you package your application, and it comes down to a choice between 2 kinds of containers. So here's the trade-off, plain and simple. Pre-built containers, that's the easy button. Google handles all the setup for popular stuff like PyTorch and TensorFlow. You just bring your Python script. Custom containers, though, they give you total freedom. You build the Docker image yourself, so it's a bit more work, but you can use any framework, any weird dependency, anything you want. It's all about speed versus flexibility. Awesome. Your model is trained, it's registered, it's perfect. But right now, it's just sitting on a digital shelf. It's not doing any work. So the next crucial step is deployment, opening up shop and getting it out there to serve real predictions to real users. Now, you can deploy pretty much any model you've registered, but to make this super concrete, we're going to walk through a really common scenario, taking a custom PyTorch model and getting it production ready using TorchServe. This whole process is basically about packaging your model for the real world. You grab your trained model files, you write a little script to handle incoming requests and format the output, and then you build that custom Docker container we just talked about. You upload that, and for the final step, you create an endpoint. That's it. That gives you a live URL that your app can call to get predictions. So now you get it. You see the entire workflow, from that first idea all the way to a deployed endpoint. Now let's look at the toolkit Google actually gives you to get your hands dirty and build the stuff for real. The very first place you should go is the official GitHub repository. And this chart, this tells you everything. Look at that. Over 81% of the entire repo is Jupyter Notebooks. What does that mean for you?
It means it's not just documentation you have to read. It's packed with practical, hands-on, runnable code that you can start playing with right now.
And when you dive into that repo, it is so well organized. You'll find folders full of starter notebooks for Gemini, samples for advanced stuff like retrieval augmented generation or RAG, which is super popular, code for working with image and audio models, and heck, there's even scripts to help you set up your entire Google Cloud environment from scratch. It's an absolute goldmine.
And look, this isn't just theory, this isn't just for fun projects. Real companies like GA Telesis are using the practicality of this platform to chase these huge, ambitious goals, like getting to a 0-minute customer response time. That just shows you the kind of real-world impact these tools can have. So there you have it. We've toured the workshop, we've looked at the blueprints, we've watched the assembly line, and we've gone through the developer's toolkit. The keys to the workshop are basically in your hands. So the only real question left is, what are you going to build first? Thanks so much for watching.